Hi, welcome to Jackie's Reviews. I'm going to do a review today on the book called The Steel Remains, and this is by Richard K. Morgan. Our main male character's name is Regal, and I call him Gil because that's actually one of his nicknames. A lot of friends or family call him, so I'm just going to refer to him as Gil. He is our main character that we follow about 60% of the time. Now, he is a warrior, or an older warrior. He's in his 30s. I kind of imagine him as like a handsome person who has like a slight beer gut because the war has been over for a while. There was this huge war against like a bunch of lizard men and dragon. You don't get to experience this, which is kind of sad, but you do get to hear tidbits about the war and what the main characters did throughout parts of it, like tiny little snippets of it. So he is cast out of his hometown, out of his family, because he's gay. And reading through this, I didn't know how bad it was to be gay in this novel until the end, because certain novels will have it where it's just like the family is really against it, or maybe like that region in the country. But in this particular novel, being gay is like what being gay was like in like the 1950s or 60s in America. It was really bad. They actually have torture scenes in this book where our main male character's old gay lover from years ago gets tortured and killed because he's gay, but Gil doesn't, because his family is of a higher rank in society. The secondary main male character that you follow 10-20% of the time is called Igar, I think is how you pronounce it. Now, he is actually a clan master. I imagine him as like this big old Viking dude, and he served in the Lizard War as well. Now he's back home, like herding animals. He kills, they're not demon. I kind of imagine them as ghouls in my head, the way they were described. But he kills like these ghouls that will come and like kill people or kill animals. So basically he just lives off the land, lives in a little hut. I will say in advance, because some people might not want to read the book if they know this, but something you will want to know is that there is kind of like a pedophilia moment, because Igar is actually having like a sexual relationship with a 16-year-old girl, and he's like in his 30s or 40s. All right, so I need to throw that out there in case anybody's going to be offended or triggered by that or whatever. Igar's tribe do refer to like their deities or their gods, or like the people of shaman worship, as dwellers. So like I said, I wasn't sure if these were aliens or if it was something else. I was actually buddy reading this book with someone, and they had said that the author does a lot of like sci-fi little stuff in there, so that it could possibly be aliens. Arkath is the other lead in this novel. She is kind of like, I don't want to say like supernatural, but she is special, right? Her people were there before and they left her behind. She's actually like hundreds of years old. Originally reading through it, I was not sure whether or not she was like a mage or a sorcerer, or what exactly was her little niche. I wasn't sure. But on top of that, she is also a lesbian in the story, which I thought was kind of cool, just to like slip that in there as well. She doesn't have any sex scenes. The only character in here, I guess that both guys have sex scenes in here. You just hear about like her thoughts on like a particular woman that she wants to coital with. I did like the fact that the author has multiple different creatures in here. So they have like ghouls and wraith. They also have like a body imitator that you actually get to see within the first chapter. In the first chapter, you're following Regal as he's basically just drinking in the bar, having a good old time, and someone comes to him and says that their dead mom is like cruising around the graveyard. So his job in this tiny little town on the outskirts of nowhere is to take care of demons or monsters and stuff like that. So he gets up and he goes and takes care of it. He also gets paid to tell stories. He really isn't living like a super exciting life compared to what he was before when he was fighting the Demon War. Or the Lizard War, I apologize. Now, after a couple days, Gil's mom shows up and tells him that his cousin has been sold to slavery and she wants him to get her back. This starts off the whole story. Now, I will say that even though Gil is trying to find his cousin, there are like quite a few chapters where it's just like nothing about his cousin and he just like goes off and does these other things. But the main goal of the book was him trying to find his cousin, but then along the way a bunch of other things pop up and like different deities or creatures who want to take over the country have emerged. So that's like the main point of the story, is for Gil at least, is Gil needs to go and find his cousin. Arketh's story basically is her doing what her crappy king or emperor wants her to do, and Igar is kind of just like a man whore, and he doesn't really do much of anything until later in the story or the book. Now, it wasn't slow, but I will say I didn't really get that nice, fast-paced kind of action that I enjoy until like the last 5 or 6 chapters. So it wasn't that it was like really dragging on or really painful to continue. I did enjoy the story, but at the end, it was finally like boom, 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 which I thought was really good. I wish the whole story was kind of like that. But again, this is the first story of a trilogy. So I'm sure the author had to kind of do a lot of setting of the scene for the whole trilogy. Just like with the Homeland series for Drizzt Do'Urden for R.A. Salvatore, that first book for me was just like really kind of boring and kind of dragged on, whereas further on in the series it is more fast-paced, like I enjoy. So I'm hoping that the second and third story or books in this trilogy will be more fast-paced. Sorry this review is so long. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.